Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see today I've already done my eyes, so this is going to be a base only tutorial. I really wanted to show you guys some really easy techniques to kind of lift your face and really give you that nice lifted and sculpted appearance. So we're going to be really strategic with where we're placing our contour and our bronzer, our concealer and all of that good stuff. So if you want to see how you can get a snatched makeup look, just keep watching. Right, so let's get started on this snatched face, shall we? So I've already done my skincare this morning. I've been absolutely loving the Hydrovisor moisturiser from Fenty. It also has SPF in it, which is amazing. But I'm going to go and use this Mercier Perfect Cream Moisturiser as my primer. I don't know how they do it, but this stuff is like magic. It's so hydrating and your makeup just sits so well on top. I can't stress to you enough how important it is to really prep your skin before applying any makeup. It doesn't matter, what your skin type is, you want to make sure that it's really nice and hydrated. That way the makeup just sits so much better on the skin. If you have a nice kind of smoother texture, then the makeup will obviously look better. If you find that you suffer with textured skin, try going in with a nice gentle exfoliator beforehand and then applying lots of nice moisturisers and hydrating primers. So next up I'm going to use foundation, obviously, and I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. I'm fully obsessed with this one at the moment, and I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty 110 foundation brush. No surprises here. And this has a really lovely dewy luminous finish, but it's really nice and full coverage. I just love it. I'm really pushing that product into the skin, and it just helps it really melt into the skin and just look nice and blended. Next up, I always love to do my cream contour before I do my concealer. It is personal preference, but I feel like if you mess up a little bit with your contour, you take it a little bit too low or high, whatever, you can use the concealer to help correct that. So I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Tantour. The trick to help lift your face when you're using your cream contour or your cream bronzer, whatever you want to use, is to take it higher than you would normally. So I actually like to apply this directly with my sponge. So if you go suck in a little bit, this is where I want to pop the cream contour. So really nice and high, and I don't take it all the way down to the corner of my mouth. I stop maybe halfway and I blend that into the temple. So this way you can see on either side how much that has really lifted the face. I also like to make my forehead look a little bit smaller, so I take that Tantour around the perimeter of my forehead as well. Now as you can see on this side, I've accidentally blended it a little bit too low, so I'm going to go back with my foundation brush and just lightly erase where I've gone down too low. I'm going to take a little bit of that Tantour down the sides of my nose for a bit of nose contour. Okay, so I feel like this next step is the most important part in actually effectively lifting and brightening the face and giving you that nice snatched lifted complexion, and that is concealer. Get yourself a concealer that's a couple shades lighter, so you want it to be nice and bright, and then we're going to place this very strategically, so you don't need to use loads of concealer. I personally just like to use a full coverage one, and then I don't need to use as much. This is the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer with a matte finish, and I'm in the shade Medium Sand. Love this concealer. So we are going to place it right here in the inner corner underneath the eye and along the outer corner, mimicking where we've got our wing. I'm going to go down the side of my nose right here just to cinch the nose in. I get a little bit of redness and pigmentation just around my nose and top of my lip. Brighten the chin. And I also like to just brighten that area of the forehead and down the bridge of my nose. I personally love to blend out my concealer with a brush first, and then I will go over with a damp sponge just to make sure that it's really nice and seamlessly blended. But I find using a brush you keep a lot more of the pigmentation, whereas with a sponge it does soak up some of that product. What we want to do is we want to take that concealer all the way up, kind of wing it out. And I'm going to take my sponge and go over all of that. And this just really helps to blend everything. For powder, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Setting Powder. Nothing new here. You guys know that I always do this, so I'll go and just set everything first. And then I do like to go in and bake as well. If you have dry skin, this step is not necessary. If you're oily like me, this will make your makeup last all day. Plus, I also feel like it brightens that under eye even more, and again just helps to give you that lifted look. I'm going to bake from the side of my nose right up in almost like a triangle shape. I just remembered a step that I would normally do before powder, which I totally forgot about. But you can use this product after powder as well, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. So I'm going to use the cream blush from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Crush on Cupid. I go straight in with my sponge. And the trick with the blush, when you want a nice lifted appearance, is to not go on the apples of the cheeks, but actually go almost on the higher points of the cheekbones. This is the area that we want to keep our blush, and we want to keep it further away. As you can see, again, it's in that lifting motion. Add a little bit more bronzer, so I'm going to use the Shady Biz Stalkr bronzer from Fenty. Keep this right towards the back of the cheekbone. Just taking it down the sides of the nose. I'm going to use a little bit of my Laura Geller Gilded Honey, and I'm just putting that on the high points of the cheekbones. We want everything really nice and lifted. Then I have to do a little bit on the nose. Now, since I have used quite a lot of powder, I really need to go in with some setting spray. So I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This will just melt all of those powders in together and make it look a little bit more natural and just kind of sink into the skin. Now all I need to do is my lip, so I'm just going to use this combo right here. So the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in Conspiracy, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lip Paint Lacquer in Gone With The Nude. What a cool name. So this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it really helpful. Let me know if you try any of these tips and tricks in the comment box below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps me out. And apart from that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.